GG Scrim Knights. I am joined here by Ham Tornado.
Hey yo!
And Leg Day.
Good evening.
We should have a good match for you here today, folks. We have Seoul Tenbris Esports versus Silverbacks. Ham, do you want to take us through this first team?
Yeah, sure. So Seoul Tenebris Esports, this is a fairly new team. They've all been together for about 2 months. And they're sitting in around team average of 2.7k SR. Their team captain is going to be Mad Sparrow, the Lucio player. And all in all, this team looks quite solid. They're a 2-2-2. One of the things that's pretty interesting, though, is none of the players listed a main tank as their preferred hero play. But, of course, a lot of them are flex. So we'll probably be seeing... I doubt we'll be seeing many shieldless compositions going in. They're a very good all-around team. There's no preference in terms of favorite team compositions to run. So they're all very flexible. Their favorite map type actually is probably one of the most unique things. They actually prefer Anubis or, in general, assault maps and don't like control. That's first time I've ever heard of a team claiming that they liked 2CP the best, but as we will be going through all 5 maps tonight, we'll hopefully see some of that come through.
Okay, and coming in after them is Silverbacks with a slightly lower team average. They're going to be coming at 2.6k, so we've only got a bit of a 100 SR disparity between these teams. Silverbacks have described themselves as being a conservative 2-2-2 team, and saying that they like to run both Orisa and Reinhardt. So we may see a couple of very, very safe double-shielded compositions from which behind their DPS can truly get a lot of space and all the damage they need to do done. They said that their favourite game mode is Escort, and they especially like heading out into the Americas for Route 66. So we'll have to see if that'll be where the Silverbacks can reclaim their jungle crown.
Jungle crown.
Alright, so we're going to see for these maps. We don't know exactly what they're going to pick, but it looks like Hollywood right now for the first map, and the other ones aren't really confirmed. Normally, teams like to go by the Open Division rule set, but occasionally they just want to play whatever, and this seems like it's going to be one of those games. So anything is on the table.
Hollywood is in the map pool for Open Division. The Open Division map pool for Hybrid is Hollywood, Kings Row, and Eichenwald.
Yes, however, it's not in the correct order for Open Division.
Ah, yes.
Open Division generally would start with Control, followed by, I believe, Escort, Assault, Hybrid, then another Control.
Ah, yes. I should probably know that I'm playing in a game tomorrow.
Leg. It's okay. You don't need to know the rules if you just show up and, smash ass, right? That's a win at the end of the day. It's just a win, right?
I'm my team captain and highest seed, so I'm supposed to be lobby leader.
Oh boy. Okay then. Yeah, so looks like our teams are all set up in lobby. It's just going to be a question of picking the first map type. Any first predictions? It'll definitely be interesting to see STE go up against Silverbacks, like one of the teams so incredibly invested in these heavy shield tanks. Silverback has Reinhardt and Orisa main on their team, as well as a Zarya flex, and whereas STE don't really like running either of those. So it'll be a question of I think a lot of this might just come down to the shield battle, or the tank battle rather.
Indeed. We'll have to see who comes out on top with the tank play, because the more that you can get out of your tanks, the more space your DPS will have, and that'll mean more ults, more space for your supports as well. And then it's just, it all piles up into one successful team. It's all the backbone. Although we have seen that STE have said that Lijiang Tower is one of their least favourite maps, so they're probably going to pick Nepal going in, and that appears to be the case.
Yeah, first map is going to be opening up on Control Nepal, so perhaps we'll see the Orisa be an advantage coming into Nepal, depending on whether or not we're starting in Sanctum. But regardless, definitely going to be an interesting matchup.
With a considerable queue of players waiting to get into a map, let's head in to Nepal.
Traveling to Nepal.
Traveling to Nepal. Have you been getting much snow at all over there in?
Oh no, very little snow. We've had about 2 nights of snow, one of which was just before one of our casts. Oh, we are heading back to lobby.
Looks like
we had one a little bit more recently, but none of the snow stuck around, unfortunately.
I know, right? It's so unlucky. It's been really quite cold here in Colorado, but each time it snows, like the next day, suddenly it's like, oh, hey, JK, like 50 degrees, and it all just melts away in an instant.
50 degrees, I'm not sure what I take it as Fahrenheit.
Let's see, 50 degrees Fahrenheit, what is it? Minus 30, 20 divided by 2, 10 degrees Celsius? About? Yeah.
Balmy. I thought Colorado would be colder.
I know, right? It's been so unseasonably warm, and it's just frustrating. Because I'm a big snowboarder, so the mountains have been kind of pretty bald and naked this season.
But I think there's a roster issue for STE. No Imagination apparently having left, so I wonder if one of the players in the queue, of which there are currently 7,
Yeah.
will be taking their spot.
Put me in, coach!
It would appear many players want to be put in. The coach must make a decision. But it's down to Mad Sparrow, who has the lobby leader, to make things happen. We believe in you, Mad Sparrow.
We got this.
Don't be a silly bird.
Hey, he's not silly, he's angry!
Very angry bird. A successful iOS game, if nothing else.
Hey, considerably less successful animated movie though. Ooh, foray into filmmaking, not nearly as good.
I did not watch the Angry Birds film.
Good.
Why did you?
I didn't, but I know. Do you know? Have you guys?
Math class.
I'm so sorry, Ben.
It was abysmal.
Have you?
Can you report your school for that? Is that like a
I think
violation?
Cruel and unusual punishment.
I think it's either that or a war crime. I don't know.
Worst detention ever.
Oh my god.
They made us write positive reviews on IMDb for the Angry Birds film. Not like this.
That's like the worst assignment.
Not like this.
Oh man, can you imagine if film companies paid schools to give that as homework? Write positive review for the Emoji Movie.
That sounds illegal.
Oh no! That's just another total catastrophe. I don't know. I like the idea of basing an entire film off of like a pop culture phenomena as shallow as like an emote. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Not just an emote, it's an emoji.
Emoji. Pardon my phraseology.
Your phraseology? That's some interesting phraseology there. Nice. So now all of the players in queue have been turned to the red team.
Huh.
I'm not sure what Mad Sparrow is doing.
Not 100%.
Although, Imagination has been removed from the lobby, and we are now down to 6 players in the queue instead of 7. So progress is being made, rest assured, audience.
Yeah, I think it's if you color code the spectators, that way they can't be feeding
information.
Feeding information about the other team.
Indeed, we only get to see the team cameras you'd see spectating a quick play or something similar.
Yeah.
Oh, they have lost their substitution. They will be going for a second substitution.
Ooh, we should shoutcast the lobby.
Indeed, a 6-lane pileup of a lobby disaster right here.
Exactly. Oh my goodness! Is it going to be the Anna icon?
Coach put himself in.
Coach himself will be subbing into STE now. Oh, all cards on the table now, folks. Coach has been brought in. Put me in, Coach.
And speaking of things, I'm going to be putting you in. I'm going to be putting you in one of these carriers and going to be taking you straight to Nepal.
Hey yo. Hey, nice. And looks like first round will be Sanctum, so perhaps some of that Orisa play, we'll see that coming out from Silverbacks. So
Indeed. Lewis already locking in that Reinhardt. He's a keen boy. He wants to be on that Hammer Warrior very quickly, and why not? Because there's so much space from the top right here. Orisa is, of course, incredibly effective, as we've seen in many previous games on this point, especially due to that pit where you can go looking for Mondassa's gold if you hit a very choice hole.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, this is kind of interesting because Silverbacks has an Oh, my apologies. I thought they did, but they don't. I thought they had a preferred Orisa player, but instead, Lewis, obviously, he likes the Reinhardt. Anytime you can just start swinging that hammer, it feels so good, man. I just don't know, like smacking people. Oh, hey! As I take back my take-back, Silverbacks will indeed be running Blaze on the Orisa along with Lewis on the Roadhog. Excellent for utilizing the environment for those kills, tossing people into the pit. So definitely very exciting as both teams going to be exiting out of spawn right about now.
Indeed, and curiously we see no Junkrat exiting those spawns, a popular pick here across this map because of its shield busting ability, and Lewis will be moving forward straight away, and he may well find himself exposed to a little bit of poke and fire, feeding a little bit of ult potentially to STE as they move forward onto a point. But it's going to be Zeev making sure that his shield isn't taken down, but Posture hasn't been watching his position that well.
Oh no, Tracer eating a headshot from JSI right off the bat, and that's going to give Silverbacks the man advantage immediately to push onto the point, and a great nade from Shoot is going to be taking away the mech from Eli Belong. However, despite all of this back and forth, the point has yet to be flipped by either of these teams.
Indeed, Zeev Drifter swinging his hammer on the point, he's trying to get most value he can out of that, but he's quickly taken down by the many bullets coming in his direction, and it looks like Silverbacks may well be able to claim the Jungle Crown here at the beginning of the map. Zeev Drifter's come around the back, he's trying to get a flank kill, and he's managed to take down Shooter, but he's going to be flanked by his own McCree as well.
Oh. Things were looking so incredibly good for Silverbacks early on in that fight, but now it's all Sol Tenebris Esports on the payload, all on the objective all day, and they will be taking the first point capture. I thought that perhaps running the single McCree would not be enough to challenge out the long-range damage coming out from Silverbacks, but the first point cap does go to STE.
The Posture managed to go down on that Tracer straight away at the start of the round, but he's come back on the Reaper, and now he's under fire from so many snipers, and the Orisa is going to be coming in. He's on his own here, trying to contest the tanks from the side of Silverbacks, and be moving in, trying to get this cap as early as possible, and make sure they can start accruing percentage.
There's still stall coming out. Abelong on that D.Va. Ooh, got off the objective for just a second, and they will be giving it up to Silverbacks here. However, Sol Tenebris Esports sitting at 24%, not bad, and Z Dragon has definitely been doing a lot of work for his team. That flanking McCree in the very back was something that helped them open it up, but now it's going to be Lewis Vegmola with the whole hog, bringing in 3 kills just by himself with that one ultimate. Silverback's going to be feeling pretty good about that. They continue to hold and now counting up, about to eclipse STE's port percentage.
Indeed, the percentage is ticking up, and Silverbacks may well have stolen their name from a gorilla, but they've proven the pig to be the king today. Only 2 ults required to have won out that battle, and that's going to mean that they're going to have this supercharger from Blaze ready and willing to bring down this assault coming in from the side of STE.
That was a great stun from Sniff, but oh my goodness, the 2K boop from Smokey may just be what his team needed to turn this back around. Orisa's on the point, desperately trying to shove Sol Tenebris Esports off of the objective, but will they be able to find the damage to convert all of that into kills? Looks like no. D.Va's going to be booping Blaze off of the point. Orisa's so incredibly slow and vulnerable once she's away from her shield, and with that, STE going to be taking control of the objective yet again.
And also with that, it's going to be Smokey asking the rest of his team if they want to pick up their mouse and keyboards today. He got 3 boop kills on his own in that fight, but they still lost it out. 62% on the board here for Silverbacks, and only 2 ultimates to their name. They're going to be going up against a Valkyrie and a Death Blossom. They're going to have to make sure they can get some huge value out of his Deadeye, and using it to take down Coach when he pops that Valkyrie will be the most value that Swift can possibly get.
Supercharger out on the road. You see Swift, as you mentioned, with that Deadeye, looking to see if he can be the hero his team needs, and takes out Mad Sparrow right away. Man advantage is firmly in on the side of Silverbacks. Coach, though, has that Valkyrie in, answers back, brings back Mad Sparrow, brings back the team to a full fighting 6, but they've lost Poshwell. They need that Reaper on the point in order to shred the heavy tank line from Silverbacks, and it's just not happening right now.
Indeed, Lewis moved in, he was looking for a kill, and he is going to pick up one with the help of Blaze onto Z-Dragon. That's going to mean there's so much less DPS available for the side of STE on the point. They've got up to 75%, so they've taken the lead in terms of percentage, but they don't have any more ults. Zeev Drifter can potentially come in and let loose a Primal Race, and he is going to be doing that now.
trying to bat people away here, but he's off the point. Sound barrier dropped from Smokey here, just giving that extra bit of sustain as JSI throws the tac visor into the fight and cuts down both of Soul Tenebris Esports supports in the backline. There is no healing at all for the blue team now. It's just going to be Z-Dragon by his lonesome, that one McCree trying to stall it out, and with that, Silverbacks finally recapture this point.
And this tactical visor was one of the many ults used by Silverbacks in that fight. They committed so much. Once again, Shooter and Smokey both using their ults in sync. Smokey put down the sound barrier to try and maybe make sure his team didn't take too much damage from a prime rage. Potentially not as much value from that as he wanted, but he did redeem himself by getting a fantastic boot kill. This man is writing his own odyssey of music right now.
Oh, but it's going to be Lewis Vegmola music. Forget that. It's a hook game. Takes out I Belong out of the game with a beautiful hook. Despite that loss of the Diva, Mad Sparrow is still going to invest the sound barrier here against the Whole Hog and the Dragon Blade. Coach pops the Valkyrie. It's going to be DPS ults versus the support ults, and it's going to be the Genji winning out Smokey yet again, showing up huge for his team, booping Poshduel off of the point, who that Reaper so incredibly close. Coach, however, still has all of that healing here, allowing the team to tank so much more damage, and their fight is still occurring on this point. 99 to 98 here, overtime ticking down.
Tactical Visor's coming out, and he's got a couple of targets in his sight. So he's going to see Elijah falling right down into the depths, looking for Mondata's gold, and that's going to be Silverbacks bringing it home 100 to 98%.
Oh, very back and forth between both of these teams. You saw so many counter picks going on. Flexible. Both teams showing that they have incredibly flexible rosters, trying to pick the heroes that'll give them just that slight bit of advantage, but in the end, another shout out to Smokey's incredible Lucio play. There's just nothing you can really do against that boot, man. You're off the edge, you're off the edge. There's not even a Mercy Valkyrie will be able to bring you back from the dead.
Five, 4, 3, 2.
And now time's ticking down. Both teams going to be coming out onto our second round of Nepal. Silverbacks looking to switch things up. It's going to be Swift taking to the air with Smokey at his back. Pharmacy active. Z-Dragons on the McCree is going to have his work cut out for him in order to make the air an uncomfortable place for Swift to fly. Already, though, this far playing huge dividends. Mad Sparrow yet again goes down early on in this fight. JSI with a beautiful Helix to take out Postural. Now STE going to be fighting with their hands behind their back. No damage and no support at all. It's a clean team wipe for Silverbacks as they make their way onto the point, and it'll be an easy first cap most likely.
Indeed, the animal metaphors are strong and unending here for the Silverbacks. Once again, no gorilla in sight, but the bird of prey was there. Swift raining rockets down from above. He managed to find his quarry. Coach was made into mincemeat.
Coach feels bad, man. Anytime a Mercy only has the ground troops in order to stay alive and try and rush to them rather than having that verticality to stay safe, going to be a very difficult. Oh, Ibelang yet again falls early. Swift, another 2k for this far. This man has been unstoppable. Just the icing on top of that death cake, bringing both supports in, padding that KD ratio with that hot barrage. Just, you know, making a statement, I would say. Ultimate, definitely not necessary in that one fight, but you know, it's the psychological battle that they've won.
Indeed, a death cake, a terrible flavour of cake. You know what else doesn't taste great? It's justice, and it's coming from Swift in short order. And up here, he's so hardly touched. Now, Postural and Z-Dragon are both going onto his hit scan. Z-Dragon's been here for a while, but he's not been able to deal with Swift by himself. So now Postural's coming in with the backup, with that Soldier 76, to give a little bit of help to Jesse McCree.
Ooh, big Earth Shatter out from Louis, and will they be able to convert? Finds 2 straight off the bat, but Coach is ready with that Valkyrie in. However, will the res be enough? You can't just have your players come back. You need to be able to convert the kills, and JSI is going to put a stop to that thought right away with a beautiful tac visor. And once again, STE going to be sent spanked back to their spawn.
Indeed, this tac visor from JSI raining death down from the high ground, making sure Swift wasn't the only threat coming in from above in that fight. However, coming into the next fight, STE have their chance to win here. This high noon, which Z-Dragon can lay down at his leisure, is the best tool they have against the forces of the pharmacy. But Swift's going to be ready to lay down the barrage if it need be, and in goes Lewis, powered up with a nano boost.
Oh, Louis going in swinging. Louis Armstrong? I think not. That guy played the trumpet, I believe, but this guy's playing the hammer. Hammer time all day long. That's an MC hammer? It indeed a Reno, but it's the beautiful nano barrage onto that Reinhardt, and that barrage from T-Swift yet again just going to be there for style points, as Silverback, with a dominant performance on Village, will be taking Nepal 2-0.
Of course, Louis Armstrong did sing What a Wonderful World, but that particular stage of Nepal is looking a bit more like a wasteland pockmarked with those rocket shots courtesy of Swift. But now, we're moving into the Shrine. This is a little bit of a harder map for Farah to get so much value on because of that enclosed pavilion in the middle, which offers so much cover, but it also offers cover for the Farah shooting in from outside. Try and avoid these hit scans, of which it looks like STE will be running too. They're very conscious of being taken down by Swift again.
Yeah, STE going to be investing wholeheartedly in the anti-air effort. Pashul and the Soldier 76, Z-Dragon, no surprises here, staying on that McCree. The question has been for STE if the tanks can make enough room for their hit scan to get work done against Farah, because as you know, taking out the air combo is a team effort here, and STE going to be running no shield tanks for their attempt here on the 3rd point Village. Shrine.
Using a curious amount of positioning here. He was playing inside the high bit of a pavilion. He was potentially making sure that Lewis couldn't be challenged out directly by raining rockets down on anyone who would go in over him. But now Swift is playing a little bit lower, and he's lost his mercy. Now he's going to be challenged out here by the Diva. However, the first cap is going to go the way of Silverbacks, and they're going to begin accruing percentage regardless of how this fight goes.
Yeah, Ebelong trying to put in the work there, assassinates the Mercy. However, they wasn't able to take out the second part of that air combo. Swift getting the boop off to get rid of that Diva player, and a great stagger from Silverbacks means that STE is going to be wasting more time trying to get all their members back before they try and retake this point.
While Shawl and Z-Dragon both down, that's going to mean once again Swift has all the freedom he needs to operate at his leisure, and with that leisure, he has decided it's time for the weather report. The barrage is on the deck, but will he be deciding to use it?
Ooh, barrage is on the deck, but he may not even need to invest in that ultimate here, as finds coach just the vanilla Rockets way down there in the back line, and STE looking very frustrated right now. Haven't really been able to touch the point at all. Perhaps maybe a little bit more communication between the dive from the Diva and the McCree in order to burst down targets more quickly may just be what they need to do in order to get past this Rhine shield.
Indeed, communication and a whole lot of luck, because look at the ult bank that Silverbacks is about to be sitting on. Almost all 6 of his ultimates are going to be on deck, 3 already available, and Swift moving in potentially here for a little bit of a follow-up. Out comes the Tactical Visor first row, both offensive ults invested, giving all the cover that both of these DPS need. The other 4 are still waiting in the wings. They're not going to need to invest in this fight.
Yeah, excellent ult discipline from Silverbacks here. They had all 6 ultimates up through both of the offensive ults in there, and they're still sitting on the Graviton Surge as well as the Earthshatter, both ultimates that can just shut down a team fight before it even happens. Oh, something of a fat finger. Lewis perhaps sensing
Showing
that
the ground who's boss.
Yeah, exactly. You know, he just wants to even the playing field for STE as they re-engage. Postural this time going to be on the Winston, and they're going with the Farah of their own. Oh, Ibelang, though, opens things up with a beautiful 2K right there, and now it is game on for STE. Transcendence and Z-Dragon going wild here on the point. McCree picking up 2 kills here. Zarya and the Mercy crucially going to be off the playing field, and finally, STE will be able to take their first capture so far.
Indeed, 99% on the board for Silverbacks, but STE in the 11th hour made things work, and Ellie Balang was really the hero of that push. He managed to pick up 2 kills, but he necessarily shouldn't have. He got both Lewis and Shooter with that self-destruct. You can't help but wonder what happened to Lewis. Where was his shield, and how could he not protect Shooter there? Despite the investment of the Graviton Surge from Blaze, which should have been a fight-winning ultimate, nothing came of that. And potentially poor ult economy from the earlier fight where Swift and JSI both used their ults at once is coming back to bite them.
Ooh, but the Nano goes on to Blaze straight away, and it's Louis is going to have that Nano boost just swinging away with Abandon, and anytime the Reinhardt doesn't have to worry about shielding his team at all, that is 70 damage, 75 damage per swing, and there's no way that STE can stand up to that, and as overtime tick down, Silverbacks will be taking our first lead in tonight's best of 5 series.
A tidy 3-0 victory for the Silverbacks, so despite being lower SR, they definitely have the greater teamwork here on the ball.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, STE just on the back foot constantly throughout these maps, unsure exactly what team comp to bring out to best counter the Silverbacks lineup. And in particular, it was JSI and Swift lighting up the kill feed with those frags, as you saw in that beautiful play of the game.
Look
Anytime
how
the soldier-
unconcerned JSI was while he was using that visor. He wasn't even moving. He was just standing still like, yeah, I'll rain down these bullets. It ain't no big thing.
Absolutely. I was actually about to say you're clairvoyant, Leg. That's what it is. I was going to say anytime that, your tank line and your Pharah are taking up so much of the enemy team's attention, you can't even, spare a second to go and look at that soldier just standing still, tac visoring, from the high ground. And yep,